This is Gemara Avodah Zarah Daf Nun Gimel, and we pick it up from Nun Beis and Mid Beis, the Mishnah, towards the bottom of the Amud. Says the Mishnah, and really this Mishnah piggybacks off of the previous sugya, which is how could one nullify the idol, nullify the Avodah Zarah, as we saw prior, that a idol belonging to Yid cannot be nullified, but an idol belonging to Goy could, yes. So says the Mishnah, Oivid koichavim mevatel avedizchavim sheloi v'shel chaveroi v'Yisrael ein mevatel avedizchavim shel av oivid koichavim. But a Yid cannot be mevatel avodah zarah of a Goy. Ha-mevatel avedizchavim mevatel misham shel. If someone who nullifies an idol, he nullifies accessories, the mishamshim to Avodah Zarah. Beetle mishamshel, though mishamshin mutarim vihi asura. If someone is mevatel just the mishamshel, just the auxiliary parts of the Avodah Zarah, then just those are batal, but the idol itself is still asur. Says the Gemara, as many Mishnayos begin, who is the Tana of our Mishnah? Better. Masnilei Rebbe the Rav Shimon Rebbe, another version of the Mishnah. Akum mevartel akum shaloi v'shal chaveroi. Amle Rebbe, Shanis Lanavi al Dusech, you taught us in your youth. Akum mevartel v'shaloi v'shal Yisrael. The Yisrael mikam mevartel. But how is that possible? Are you able to be mevartel with the Zarah of a Yid? But we learned above v'ha sham baziser ksiv, which means a Yid's idol cannot be nullified. Amar Rav Hillel Brei Rav Vilas Loi Nitzcha Sheyesh Ba Loi Nitzcha Sheyesh Loi Ba Shotves. The Mishnah is referring to a case where the guy has a partnership in an idol. If the guy is a partnership, then indeed it could be nullified, that part along with the Yid's part. Says the Gemara, what's changing over here? We're learning something that Rebbe said in his youth. We're learning something that Rebbe changed when he got older. What exactly is the story? What does it mean that Bialdusa he held it could be Mavatel? And why Biziknusai did he say not? Explains the Gemara, Bialdusa Savi Yisrael Adeti Akam Palach. 4 lines down. Originally he held that he serves an idol only based on the mindset of the guy that owns the idol together with him. And therefore, so it goes hand in hand. But when he got older, suffer no. Yisrael, the Yid unfortunately serves the idol on his own das. And therefore, the Yisrael he's only mevatel his own part of the Avodah Zarah, but not that of the Yid. That's one way to learn what Rebbe was coming to teach us. A din that he said to be Aldusai regarding partnership, a din that he changed in his older age. Says the Gemara, there are those that learn the aforementioned exchange on the end of the Mishnah. What is the end of the Mishnah? Yisrael in mevatalakom shalakom shita. That's pashit. Amar Rav Hillel, Brei Rav Vilas, as we turn over to Nun Gimel Amid Aleph. Loi nitzcha, what's this referring to? Only when can you not be mevatel it? If sheyesh loi ba shotvis. If the Yid has a shotvis, if the Yid has some level of bailos in this Avodah Zarah. V'kamash malon Yisrael udloi mevatel. But udloi mevatel da'akom. Aval akom mevatel denavshei. Then mevatel, then it would be batel. So 2 different ways of learning the din. And a third way, you go to Masla Braisa. Those who learn this on a Braisa. Rav Shimon ben Menashe Oimer, Akom shal Yisrael ein la beteila oilamis. If he owns an idol, it's never bought. My oilamis, what does that mean? Amar Rav Hillel Brei Rav Vilas Lo nitzcha elo sheyesh lo leakum bo shotvis. If the guy is a shotvis in of Gashlan, the Yisrael Adaitin Avshei Palach, one of the studying that we saw in Amar Aleph, therefore it can never be batal. Says the Mishnah, based on the aforementioned discussion, of which type of idol could be batal. Now, how do you do it? Zok the Heilige Mishnah, Kesan Mivatlo, says the Mishnah. And we're going to see over here a lot of very practical halacha l'maisa. What do you mean? I don't own an idol. Well, let's see. Says the Mishnah, Kata Roish Azna, cut off the tip of the ear, Roish Chatma, the tip of the nose, Roish Etzbasa, the tip of the finger. Pachsa, you dent it, even though it's not lacking pitla. Rok bikvana, if you spit in front of the idol, hishtabafana, you're urinating, gara, you drag the idol through the mud, zarg bas, asaya, you threw excrement on the idol, areza, einoi betela. Vachra, you sold it, or mashkina, or you give it to someone as a security, Rabbi Bitel. The reason why we mention this is very relevant is we all know there are many cases, different items that one might own that might have a status of an idol. And we've heard different things. You got to chip it, you got to dent it. Now we know the Mishnah that it comes from. One has a statue of sorts. What exactly he could do to it. Again, we're not paskening the halacha. It's complicated, but at least we see the Mekar. Says the Gemara, one of the ways that we said he can be mevatel it is by denting it. But ask the Gemara, if you did not diminish the idol, if it's not missing anything, what way is it bottle? Now he dented the face, and therefore, even though it's not lacking anything, it's lacking a facial feature. If you push in the nose, it might still have every bit of the statue, but it's still deformed, and therefore it's considered bottle. Immediately we know it does not work on says the Basik, and it will be when the guy will be hungry, he'll be angry, and he'll curse his king, and what? And his gods, and he turns to Hashem. It says afterwards, and he'll look downward, misfortune and darkness. He'll turn back to his Avodah Zarah again, meaning doing something in front of the idol doesn't change the idol inherently, as we see from the Psukim that the guy will turn back to the Avodah Zarah. Similarly, to do an act to it won't do anything to the idol itself. Continues the Gemara, quoting the next part of the Mishnah, end of the Mishnah, I should say. Is it bottle by selling it or giving it as a mashkin? Says the Gemara, Ziri, Amar Rav Yechanan, Rav Yemir Barabba, Amar Rav. Ziri said the name of Rav Yechanan, and Rav Barabba says the name of Rav. Chad Amar, one says, Machlokes b'tzayrev Akom, Avol b'tzayrev Yisrael. Tivri Agol Bitel, one says the Machlokes is when it's given over as a mashkin to a tzayrev, to a smelter, who is a Moivid Avodah Zarah, but it's given over to Yid. Everyone agrees it's Batal. That's where the Machlokes Gufa is. So Ibayelo says the Gemara, what are these shitas? Besides Yisrael Machlokes, if you give it over to a smelter, one who melts down metals, etc., of a Yid, it's a Machlokes in the Mishnah. Aval Tzayrev Akom Divrei Akoli Bittel. Oidoma bein mizeh machlokes. So Tashema, let's bring a raya. Amar Rabbi Nirin Divarai Shemachra Lechevla. Says Rabbi, my words are correct. You sold it to destroy it. To serve it. My lechevla. What does it mean to destroy it? My la'avda. Ilim lechevla mamish destroy la'avda mamish. So then, why would anyone hold my time to bittel? What exactly is going on over here? If your mom is destroying it or your mom is serving it? What does it mean, lechevla? It means to someone who is destined to destroy it. Who is that? A tzayir of Yisrael. He's going to melt it down. La'avda, what does that mean? And then what's going to be the raya? Ushma amina b'mezeh machloikes. Says the Gemara, a beautiful raya. 3 lines from the white lines. The Gemara responds, Loi hachi kamar. Amar Rebbe nirin devarai lechaverai kshamachar lechevlo manu tzarif liYisrael. She'av chaverai lo nechlu galai. They only argue. Elik kshamachar le'oivda. Av lechevlo moidili. They admit to me, but we don't necessarily have a raya to our original shayla. Says the Gemara, okay, Meisvei, let's go into a new kasha. Someone buys scraps of silver from a guy, and he finds within the scraps of silver, he finds an idol. Before you pay for him, you pulled it, you can return it. And you paid for a mashach, and now you drew all these silver pieces in within the idol. That means you effectively have acquired this mini idol. So what do? You have to throw it to the sea, you have to destroy it. So says the Gemara. We have a debate if it's given over to a smelter who's a yid. Then who's going to be this brisa that says no, when the yid gets this Avodah Zarah, he has to destroy the money rabbanani? It's beetle. Hamani, there's no one whose opinion this is. The Yid did not get this on purpose, and therefore, why would he have to destroy it? Answers the Gemara, no. Shiny also I did the Gruta Zavin, I did the Akum Loi Zavin. That's going to be a different case, because in that case, he never intended to purchase an idol within the Grutiais, within the scraps. And therefore, that's why buying it by its very nature is not batal, mevatal, and that's why you'd have to throw liyam hamelech. But another case in which it was purchased b'davka could be that the purchase itself is a form of bittul, and that's the reason why you're going to be able to. That's the reason why, it will fall into this case of a machlekes. Continues the Gemara, where they call Tanu Rabbanan, 2 lines at the bottom, Lava Leha, Oi, Shenafla Leha Mapailes. If a guy borrowed money against the idol, or a Mapailes, a rune fell in it, Aisha Ganvu, a listim was stolen, Aisha Nicha Bailim, Valchulim Dina Sayam, the owners left the idol and went overseas. As we turn over to and Gimel Amidbei, says the Gemara, Hasidim Lachzar. If the mitzias is that the owner skipped town, the owner went to war, but the owner is going to come back, like by the war of Yeshua, then einai b'teila, then it's not but. So says the Gemara Tzricha, why do we need all the 4 cases? Explains the Gemara. Titan Allah, you borrowed on it, I would have thought, because it wasn't sold, it's not but. If a room fell on him, from the fact that he did not unearth it, both cases. So the case where the runes fall in it, I would have thought, what? You left it there. You think, okay, no. I'm not mevatlik, so I'll go back and get the idol. Listen, you didn't chase after the robber, maybe that itself is an act of betel. Sricha Sefer need that case as well. I would have thought we should discover Akum Shakalei, Mapailes, Palach La Yisrael Shakala. If the Yid took it, I did the Mel Yikarin, Mazanin Lali Akum. But that's only in this case. If the owners left it there, they went overseas. For the fact they didn't take it with them, I would think what? Therefore, we need all 4 cases. So says the Gemara explains why all 4 cases are critically necessary. But now, asks the Gemara, what exactly is the example? What does this mean? That if he's going to come back like Milchemes Yeshua, do they come back from Milchemes Yeshua? Hachi Kamar explains the Gemara. Then, What shaykhis? Why are we saying this is dependent on the Mechavzi Yeshua? Says the Gemara, you know why? Most like Avorche Kamash Malon. Ki ha Damar Rav Yehuda Amar Rav Yisrael Shezakav Levena L'Ishtachavai. So the Yid stands up a brick to bow to it. To bow Akav Ishtachavai, and a guy comes into such Asra. Mino and Asra. Amar Rav Lazik Kitchila Shalayr Yisrael. Damar Achman of Hashem Tisrum Bayish, and you go to burn everything in fire. Michti. Yerusha Hilahem Yavoisehem Bein Adamaisi Davarshina Shalai. So why do you have to burn it all? Vimishamanach to make karabit betula ba'alma sagi lo yishas be able to mevat alit. Ela midapolchi Yisrael le'egel. Once the Yidden ran into their problem with the Egel Azov, once there was that original Avera, Kaluya Daitayu, the Yidden revealed the Nichlu b'avodah Zarah, unfortunately. And therefore, v'chiyasu akom, shlichusa didu avdi. The goyim are considered a fascinating entity. They're following our bidding. They're doing what we be'etzem deep down want. And therefore, achanami yisrael shezakav levina gali daite dinichalei b'avodah Zarah. If a yid stands up a brick, he's showing that he's happy. And therefore, v'chiyasu akom upalach lo. Shlichusa didei, fascinating. It's viewed as if the guy is performing the Yid's shlichus kavod, and that's the reason why it will stay aser. But Doma be'egalu denichalu b'midi achrin aloi. Says I understand. They made one mistake, so we assume every Avodah Zarah they're happy about. Amar ka ilal achi yisrael malamed she'ibul le'lekos harbe shows us that the Yidden were unfortunately wanted many gods. Ema called the bahadi egel nisra mikan ve'elch nishtri. Says the Gemara, man muchach, who can prove such a thing? And that's going to be the reason why all the different Avodah Zarahs will be aser. We'll stop over here. I'll pick it up from the Mishnah. B'siyata dishmai.